Senator Rosen.
Well, thank you, Chairman King and Ranking Member Fisher. Good to be here today and holding this hearing. And General Saltzman, thank you so much for everything you're doing. And I know everyone's been talking about workforce is key. We need a pipeline of qualified individuals. Going forward, you're just young, 3 years old, trying to get this workforce, and especially, like you said, research and development, critical. To protect our country and our families from the threat we feel from space. So STEM education, I talk about it an awful lot, but I really believe that investing in STEM educations is just essential to matching our adversaries' increasing capabilities, as you have alluded to, and also to addressing all of our tech workforce shortages. So, General Saltzman, during your confirmation hearing in September, you highlighted that Space Force has established a university partnership program, partnering with universities across the country to provide STEM students with research opportunities and increased Guardian retention. And so how has Space Force growth and retention benefited from this program? I'm real excited to hear about that. And what can we do better to support this program specifically? And maybe some national security focused STEM education initiatives at American universities generally.
Thank you for that, because any opportunity I get to talk about how great our Guardians are, I'll take full advantage of it. You would be really impressed with the quality of the people that are joining the Space Force. The average age of our enlisted members is 22. That's a relatively high number, considering the other services. We have an educated workforce, very educated. We have the luxury of handpicking the best and brightest of a large applicant pool that wants to join the Space Force. And so we're really benefiting, one, from the fact that we are kind of small and we can take the cream of the crop, if you will. We're looking for diversity. We're looking for high-quality STEM education and going to the areas that maybe you don't have a chance to get to in some of the other services. A remarkable set of opportunities that we've taken full advantage of. Every time I go out in the field, I'm just impressed with the quality and capabilities of the Guardians that I see doing the job.
So we should help expand these programs to make your job a little better.
Well, as long as you expand the number of people that help me select, right? So I think there were 42,000 hits of interest to join the Space Force, and we have about 1,000 slots.
Right.
So culling that down to who's eligible, who can meet the requirements, and there's a lot of effort there too. So I'm real happy with the way the recruiting team is done. I'm real happy with the standards that we've set. I'm really happy with the quality of Guardians that we're getting in.
That's great because, as Senator Tuberville talked about, cyber attacks in space. It's a war-fighting domain, and cyber is really probably more effective there, or as effective there as it would be anywhere else. And last week, we discussed with General Dickinson during Space Command's posture hearing that both Russia and China are rapidly investing in, developing and fielding these technologies that will provide timely and that will threaten us. And so we need to be sure that we're stopping that. So these sophisticated cyber attacks are going to include the threat of stealing data, jamming satellite signals, hacking satellites, disrupting internet services. I know the proliferation concept is really good because there's just so many. It makes it not worth their while. So that resilient space architecture, particularly in low Earth orbit, as you've alluded to, really important. And so what other kinds of things besides what you mentioned to Senator Kelly and Senator Tuberville, how are you keeping our most advanced space assets safe from cyber attack by Russia, China, and others, and increasing their resiliency?
I like to talk about two particular areas that we're doing. First is I want to avoid operational surprise. That's a tenet in my maybe theory of success, if you will, for the Space Force's primary missions. And by avoiding operational surprise, what I mean is, do we have all the sensors in all the right places to see what's going on? And that's cyber and space. Do we recognize hostile activities, aggressive activities, irresponsible activities the minute they occur? Can we attribute them to the bad actors? That's the kind of avoidance of operational surprise that I'm talking about. And then secondly, we have to establish norms of responsible behavior. What are the norms of behavior that are acceptable? And developing a coalition of like-minded space nations that supports those norms of behavior is a powerful motivator to do the right things and call out irresponsible behavior. All of that, I think, protects our capabilities as well.
Well, that's great. I know my time's up, but my next question was on international partnerships and how this potentiates that. We'll take it off the record, this hunt forward operations to avoid operational surprise with our allies and partners around the globe. We will submit that for the record, but you were leading me right there. So thank you very much. I yield back.